What if the greatest battle we fight aren't against the world outside, but against the voice inside us that demands to be right, to be praised, and never to be questioned? John O'Donoghue, an Irish poet and writer, he says, ego is the false self born out of fear and defensiveness. Ego is your sense of self, the part of your mind that defines who you are, how you see yourself, and how you believe others see you. It is the I or me in your thoughts. In a more everyday or spiritual sense, like the teaching of Eckhart Tolle, ego refers to the false sense of self, the voice inside your head, always comparing, judging, defending, and trying to prove something. It is the part that gets offended, wants to be right, craves approval, and fears to be wrong or weak. Your ego could be the one that's holding you back. Do you want to increase your chances of success? Then you must learn how to master your ego. Watch this video and learn how to get on the right way. A whisper in the mirror on side wall. It tells me I'm the first, the last, I'm all. It paints my flaws in shades of gold and hide the cracks I can't behold. Understanding ego as the enemy. Ego thrives on attachments of identity, status, control, and being right. It makes you believe that you are the center of the universe. Your worth is tied to external validation, comparison, and superiority. When unchecked, it resists growth, deflects blame, and fuels arrogance or insecurity. Let me give you a real-life example of ego as the enemy. Steve Jobs, Apple early years. Jobs is an iconic figure, no question about that. But in his early career, his ego often got in the way. His drive for perfection and control led him to clash with colleagues and dismiss others' ideas. This behavior contributed to his ousting from Apple in 1985. Later, after a period of reflection during his time at Next and Pixar, Jobs returned to Apple with a more tempered ego, which allowed him to lead more efficiently. When ego runs unchecked, even the most brilliant minds can alienate others and sabotage their own success. Ego versus love. Ego is just a small 3-letter word, which can destroy a big 12-letter word called relationship. In personal relationships, ego often shows up as the need to win arguments and avoid admitting fault. For instance, a spouse might refuse to apologize even when clearly wrong, fearing that it makes him or her weak. Over time, it creates resentment and emotional distance. Here, the ego values being right over being connected, which means being right is more important to the ego than being in relationship. Being connected is less appealing than being vindicated. Love, however, thrives on humility and understanding. It shuts out love with iron gates, then blames the world for bearing hate. It wears a mask, demands respect, but shuns the heart it should protect. The ego is part of being human, but when it dominates, it becomes the enemy with it, distorting truth, blocking growth, and damaging relationships. Real strength comes from self-awareness, humility, and the courage to put growth over pride. Those who master their ego don't think less of themselves. They simply think of themselves less. You definitely want to watch part 2 of Ego, the Enemy Within. See you there then.